Okay. And if anything changes, or if you want to add something to the chat, or unmute yourself to ask any questions that you may have, that's a good one, Ms. Doherty. Actually, that is on my list. So I will absolutely be giving a COVID update in regard to where we're at with mask use. And I've seen a couple of those questions right now. So we'll start with that and I'll work my way from there. So right now, as we know, well, maybe you don't know, the county is going to be voting on whether they're going to make masks optional at the county level for indoor facilities. And that decision will be made today, to our understanding. The rumor mill and what we've seen on the news over this period of time looks like that mask mandate is going to be lifted. When I saw the numbers this morning, I still think it's in the upper teens, almost 20%. I think in that range somewhere. But the health officials are saying that they believe that it is time to probably make mask mandates optional. So what that will do, excuse me, I'm inviting, a lot of people are popping in. What that will basically do is kind of create a domino effect. So the county will decide this evening. I'm sure it'll be very big news. You'll see it on the news this afternoon or this evening. Things will not change within a day. So just be aware of that. I believe, to my understanding, the county commissioners will listen to recommendations today. They will vote today. The belief is they're going to say masks will be optional in facilities, and that will start, I think, typically it starts on a Friday is when they do that, and then that will start that chain of events for the school system. The school system's first meeting coming up is next Tuesday. It is on the docket to talk about, but we don't know if they're going to make a vote that quickly. My guess is that they are going to align with the county and make a vote, and we will find out early next week whether the school system is going to make masks optional as well. I do think that the superintendent is going to recommend for us to align with the county. So if that happens, most likely the masks will be optional for staff and students and parents. Probably the 1st of March is my guess. Usually there's a little lag time to help prepare people. I don't know if they'll do that in this case or not. So it looks currently like masks will become optional starting early March, maybe end of February if things move faster than I think they will. But that will all start this evening. If that happens, that probably will change how we do several things in the school. Obviously, you're going to have people on both sides of the fence in regard to masks. It's a very polarizing kind of discussion. So you probably will still see some staff and teachers wearing masks and some students wearing masks. So that's going to lead to another conversation with our children to make sure that they understand that we have to accept students' decisions and families' decisions no matter what they are. I want to make sure that students are made to feel comfortable whether they're wearing masks or not. We probably will still keep some of our distancing expectations in place in the building. And we have to decide how we're going to attack the cafeteria. Once I get some guidance from the district in that regard, there is a possibility that we return to full capacity use of the cafeteria, just not sure yet in that regard. So that's kind of the COVID update right now. In regard to the school itself and how we've been impacted lately, our student numbers have gone down quite a bit. Mainly our students are getting symptoms and then they are testing negative in most cases. So you are not hearing about incidents. We have had a few staff that have had to be out due to positive cases, but overall we have seen a drop even in regard to the amount of testing we're doing at the school, which is all a very good sign. And hopefully families are seeing that out in the community as well. Does anybody have any questions about something that I didn't hit in regard to kind of what the next steps are at the county level and the district level in that regard? Any questions at all? Again, feel free to unmute yourself and ask, or you can put it right in the chat box. I just want to make sure I knew that was going to be a hot topic item. Okay. All right. So that's kind of where we're at with masks right now. Oh, don't be alarmed. Oh, that's from Miss Allen. All right. Thank you. All right. So another thing I want to kind of address with our families is some data that's coming home with your child this Friday. We will be sending home our MAP data with our students, and that is an assessment that our kids take 3 times a year. They take it at the beginning of the year, then they took it at the middle of the year, and then they will take it again in the spring. It is a computerized test that is based on their age, not their grade level. So it compares our students to students not only in the school district, but nationally that are at the same age as they are. And you will get a bar graph that you can look at that will see back. I had been talking about MAP data and making sure that you are on the lookout for that. If you have any questions once you get your data, please don't hesitate to reach out to your teacher and they can walk you through that. But the key thing is it's not a percentage, it is a percentile. So I always use the example of 100 people in line. If you're at the 70th percentile, that means you're in the 70th best spot. So you either want to keep your place in line, that means you're growing the same as everybody else your child's age, or you want to improve your place in line. So that's what we kind of look at in that regard. And then we look at a pattern of behavior over time. So you're either trying to stay about the same, and you definitely want to make sure you're not going down. So if you have questions about that, reach out to your teacher. They'll be happy to explain that to you if you have any questions. We also have been having some academic meetings with our teachers. We just started this week, and we're really just looking at things we can continue to do to tweak and change our instruction to make sure we're supporting teachers and students in this environment. You know, we've had a lot of different things change this year over the last few years, COVID being the biggest. You know, we have very tired teachers, students that are struggling with some of their independence and perseverance, and even behaviors. And we're really just trying to look at different things we can continue to incorporate to help support a strong academic environment. So you may see some changes coming. You know, they will be minor changes, but we want to make sure that we are preparing our students to fill all the gaps that they lost over the last year and a half through COVID. And then also making sure we're teaching them the curriculum for the grade level they're in. So you may see some of that after we get done with all those teacher meetings, but just to kind of make our parents aware that, you know, we are looking at our data and we want to make sure all our students can be successful. So we will be making some changes over the next few weeks. Just to keep our parents in the loop in regard to our school leadership team and what our feeder pattern looks like. All of our students flow into Bradley Middle School and then eventually into Hopewell High School. I do want you to know that we do have plans, and we do this regularly, where all the feeders that go into Bradley and then the feeders that go into Hopewell all sit down together and we do school leadership team meetings. On March the 17th, our school leadership team will be going to Bradley Middle School to participate in one of those activities, just really to kind of see what we can do to work together, how our schools are working differently, to make sure we can bridge those gaps and really try to answer any questions for our parents and make sure that we have the strongest feeder pattern we possibly can. There's always rumors out there and people share opinions, but I think it's super important to make sure that our parents in our school community truly understands the great things that are going on at our middle school and high school feeder. So that is coming up on March the 17th, and I will talk about that in our next coffee chat that will happen after that meeting. So just wanted to make you aware of that. We also want to continue to let our parents know that we need you in school. We want you to volunteer, reach out to your teachers to see how you can do that. Even if it's one day a week, we would love to have you come in and help support the classroom. Some things could even be done at home. So, you know, make sure you're reaching out to your teachers about what things you can do. to support the school. We want parents to be in our classrooms as much as they possibly can and to feel a part of what we're doing. I know we've put some restrictions on due to COVID, but there are still some opportunities. You know, some teachers are doing a fantastic job of soliciting volunteers, but I want you to do the same thing on your end. We even have volunteers coming in right now and cover lunch times for some of our teachers to give them a break during lunch. So, you know, any of these opportunities, reach out to your teacher and at least offer that up. I think it would be greatly appreciated by our teacher community. Want to also thank our PTA and our teacher appreciation committees. They have been doing a lot of fantastic things over the last several months to celebrate teachers. They brought donuts and coffee for our teachers on Valentine's Day. We've had random parents in the community bring donuts for our staff. We just have had a lot of generosity to our staff. And I just want to thank everybody that's participated in that and really volunteered to donate items for our teachers. It is always greatly appreciated. And I love to see that our teachers are appreciated for the hard work that they put in, because teaching is not an easy job right now. So everything we can do to celebrate them, I think is a success. We also are in the midst of our Kindness Challenge month. We continue to post that daily on our Parent Square. And this is something that's really taken off. So our kids are doing a great job of really trying to meet these challenges. And our counselors have done a good job of keeping up with it and documenting what our kids are doing. And they're writing notes to their teachers and celebrating different things going on. And I think it's wonderful that our kids are not only supporting each other, but trying to teach them and instill some great habits that they can take with them no matter where they go. And that kindness is something that they're going to need for the rest of their lives. So we have really enjoyed the first half of that kindness challenge that we've been doing. Just so parents know, in addition to posting it on Parent Square, we talk about it on our morning news every day, and our teachers are talking about it during their morning meetings as well. So it is something that we are really promoting throughout our school building. Another event that we have coming up in March, I sent our first notification and phone communication yesterday. It's about Boosterthon. For families that are new to the school, this is our big spring fundraiser. In the fall, we have Invest in the Nest, where 100% of that fund goes toward our school. And then this is our spring fundraiser, which is a percentage goes to Boosterthon and a percentage comes to our school. And our goal is to walk away with right around $25,000 or more to continue to support our efforts on our campus. This year, we won the Jimmy Johnson grant, so we're working in collaboration with that grant to try and bring in a Yelp Sona Arch, which is an interactive arch that our students will be able to use on our playground, and it will be located down by our lower playground area. And then we also, with the Invest in the Nest money from the first half of the year, we will be adding seating around the pad down on the lower part of the oak tree area. And that is going to be an opportunity where classes can go out and read and do different activities as well. And we're also going to put a sunshade, hopefully over that area, so it can be used all year round. So we're continuing to really build out the oak tree area to make it interactive and fun for our kids to use, you know, throughout the year. We will continue to have soccer goals. We hope to upgrade those soccer goals, and they will continue to be in the center of that field so our students can have free play as well. So we're super excited about that. We've already been in touch with the vendor. We're now just trying to figure out with all the slowdowns of getting materials and things, the final cost, so we can begin to order and get those things ready. We will most likely have the Invest in the Nest items sooner than the Sona Arch. The arch will probably be put together this summer. We have a timeline that we have to follow through the Jimmy Johnson grant, but most likely, with having to get things from other countries, that we will probably not have that arch completed until the summertime. But we're super excited about that. The best part about the entire grant is that it is an inclusive project for all of our kids. And we had to create lesson plans and set schedules to make sure that our students are out there playing with everyone. It's an inclusive environment. Some of the things that we're going to build into that area are going to be for students with all types of needs. It'll have sensory items. It's going to have tactile items, and it's going to be for things that all of our kids can use. So it's really, the goal was to kind of come up with a totally inclusive place, not only for our general education students, but also for the students that are in our extensions program as well. We have to work closely with the ADA to make sure that we meet all the requirements so all students have access to that area as well. So we are really excited about that as it comes up in the future. Two more things that I have to hit. First off, just a reminder, originally on February 21st was considered a work day, and then it turned into a school day because of a lost snow day, and now it is back to a work day again. So I just wanted to kind of make sure that everybody knows that Monday, February the 21st is no school for students. It is a teacher work day now. After school will be open as it normally is on work days, but February 21st is now a teacher work day again. And lastly, the day after the teacher work day is 2/22/22. So we're going to do a fun activity on that day where it's called tutus, ties, tie-dyes, and tennis shoes. So if students want to wear any of those items to school on that day, we're going to be celebrating February 22nd, 2022, and that will be the day after the workday. That is on our calendar, and we'll try to send out a reminder to parents to remind them of that as well. So as of right now, that is everything that we had to talk about. I apologize for the stop in the middle of the coffee chat for today, but I'm glad a lot of people were able to hang on.